Hi, these are my responses to Module 6. Populism is a political leader that's audience is mainly people who are unhappy with the current politics. They focus on ordinary people who separate themselves from the higher-ups and base their beliefs around the people who choose to follow them. The populists tend to speak about things only discussed in private very openly and publicly. Overall, a populist is a political leader that advocates for the people and pins them against what they think are corrupt elites. Some of the reasons why populism is successful mentioned by Duina are how populist leaders make people feel seen. Furthermore, how many people, despite the unethical things these leaders do, still support them because they feel very let down by the public sphere. They tend to make impulsive decisions and say things that make people feel understood and valued as citizens. This is not normal for the public sphere to share things the way populists do, which is why I think people gravitate towards that openness and tend to feel more recognized. Populism usually pans out by the leaders attacking the public sphere by sharing knowledge from the private sphere. They come to the people in a very personable way and play it off as freeing. Populists tend to be very blunt and unpredictable to the public sphere, almost as a surprise attack. Overall, it is something that can do negative and positive things for our society. If our political apparatus acted in the same way, I think that it would put a lot more pressure on the president, as well as I feel that by doing this, that people's voices and opinions would be more listened to and valued. If leaders wanted to be good at leading, then they must share ideas, communicate, and talk amongst their group to have stayed leaders. I believe this would ring true if it was the same today. Fletcher gives many examples of tribal leaders and explains how they were picked by the people, furthermore stating that these leaders were only followed by the people if they led successfully. The leaders were not picked by skill but by their votes and what they promised the people, which is something that is still used today to some extent. If my family operated under this way of leadership, there would probably be many new leaders and pretty frequently. Most of my family is stubborn and would probably try to think they are the only ones who are right in each situation, as well as if they cannot listen to any of the family's input, then leaders would change often to them not leading in the correct way for the family as a whole. Moreover, everyone would probably argue over who even gets to be the leader and all have different reasons as to why. Some of the tactics used by the alt-right are by disguising themselves with a normal/nice appearance, as well as masking themselves or living a double life. They also make new titles/names for what white supremacy really is. These gain legitimacy by alt-rights rebranding themselves and trying to normalize these beliefs to our society. I have witnessed this shift just in the fact that there have been many racist people I have found out were racist as they got more comfortable with me, even people that I would have never suspected, as opposed to many other white supremacist groups in history mentioned by Futrell and Simi. Back then, people were very openly white supremacist, and now they try to mask it in some way and slowly find people who agree with them. An experience that comes to mind due to this shift is that I had a regular family I took care of when I was a server at this restaurant go to find out that they were huge racists, and the dad had even gone all the way to asking my manager what race I was once they started getting closer with me. As well as, we found his Facebook, and he would post many awful racist comments and other things within his Facebook group, as well as conversing with other men in that group. He was a little more outspoken than some people nowadays are about being alt-right, but still very unexpected to me and truly disheartening as I had used to think highly of this family. It disgusted me and still does, and I will never see them how I used to. And that is all. Thank you.